In this next section, we're going to talk about scale drawings. And scale drawings are things that you see every day. So if you are looking at a map of the school, or maps of Hattiesburg, or maps of the country, or a blueprint of a building, those are all examples of scale drawings because they draw something that is either too large or too small to draw on an actual sheet of paper. And the relationship between the size of the drawing and the size of the actual object is represented by a scale. So if you look at our first example, it says that if you were drawing a road map, you could say that 1 inch on that piece of paper on that map was equal to 100 miles. So that way people could tell how far something was from that map. Or if you're looking at a house plan, you could say 1 inch was equal to 1 foot. 1/4 of an inch was equal to a foot. So this scale is important because then you know when you're looking at a map how far something really is compared to how far it looks on a map. So remember, we can write that scale in another way, like our ratio. So if we had 1 to 48, if we had 1 inch was 48 miles, we could write it like this. So in our next example, suppose a scale drawing has a scale of 1 inch equals 4 miles. Find the actual length represented by each measurement. So if we have 6 inches, and we know that 1 inch is 4 miles, then we have 6 inches. Sorry, get the pen to work. Okay, so if we set up our proportion, we have 6 inches to some amount of miles, and our scale is 1 inch to 4 miles. So if we want to find that x, we can cross multiply, and we are going to get x times 1 is x, 6 times 4 is 24. So our x here is 24 miles. Same thing for b. We're using our same proportion, 1 inch is 4 miles, but this time we have 2.5 inches, and we want to know how many miles that will be. So if we have x times 1 gives us x, 4 times 2.5 gives us 10. So this one is 10 miles. Okay, number 2, suppose a drawing has a scale of 1/4 of an inch is equal to 6 feet. Find the actual length represented by each length. So we have 1/4 of an inch to 6 feet. Now some people think that these fractions within a fraction look kind of messy, so if you want to change that fraction to a decimal, you can do that. When you type 1/4 into your calculator, you get 0.25 to 6. Now we have 5/8 of an inch to x feet. So again, if you don't want to write that fraction on top, you can type it into your calculator and make it a decimal, and you'll get 6.25. So we have 6.25 inches and x feet. We want to know how many feet is in 6.25 inches, or 5/8 of an inch. So we have x times 0.25 is 0.25x, and 6 times 0.625 is 3.75. Divide by 0.25, and we get x equals 15. So 15 feet is our answer. So for this one, we're going to use the same thing. Our original proportion, our scale, is 0.25 to 6. And we're converting that from 2 inches to how many feet? X times 0.25 is 0.25x. 6 times 2 is 12. divide by 0.25, and we get x equals 48.